And I wish I'd prepared some written material for you here, but you don't need it, because now we have Sam Harcourt. Thank you, Sam.
Good, thank you. Apologies for the delay. We're handing out some flyers for Spawn. So I was just talking with Seg, and if you would like to be a part of the Spawn, I think the next beta release, and start to make some AI-based DeFi or AI-based gaming, Web3 applications, please do join Seg in the room across there, and he'll run you through how Spawn works. It's a really powerful application. You can basically build any product that you think of and be able to deploy that very, very rapidly within a 15-minute window. It's really cool because it has basically auditing checks. So we'll go through and do a lot of safety checks. Obviously, we encourage getting audits, and we're talking with an auditor right now, so maybe we can jump into a little bit of that. Yeah, that's actually a great starting spot. Is with the emergence of Lovable for Web 2 and now Spawn for Web 3, these sort of applications, when they deploy, obviously they have some AI checks, but they do not have, say, a stamp of approval from someone like Sherlock. So what is your thoughts? Do you think we're going to start seeing a lot more hacks? Or is this similar to what you would see in AI driving, where people are starting to trust, say, Tesla's self-driving cars more than, say, like a human driver? Do you think we're going to get to that point in the AI realm where people trust, say, an AI auditor more than a human one? And do you guys have something like that internally? And just your overall general thoughts on AI and auditing?
Yeah. Love talking about this because there's a lot of content going on right now on online on X. And before I answer the question, just a little background, a little intro on Sherlock. We're a premier audit firm, security partner in the Web3 space. Excited to be supporting a number of builders in the Sonic ecosystem, including the Sonic team, Jigsaw, Sodax, Reserve Money, a number of other builders in the space. Starting an engagement with Aave next week, and yeah. So you know what? Like, there's two elements to it. You have it kind of like the AI approach. I think about this when people were talking about, oh, my job is going to get replaced. Nobody's going to have a job now that AI is going to replace, right? And a profound thing that I heard from Sam Altman on a podcast was he said, hey, listen, whatever you think, you're going to be right. So you can either take the approach that AI is going to help optimize and help me level up my game and become better, or AI is going to replace what I'm going to do, and in which case you're just going to, whichever one is going to be right. So in the auditing side of the business, there's two elements of it, and so we actually are really excited. We just launched publicly a Sherlock AI in public beta last week. Yeah, thank you. And was just talking to Seg to see how we can implement it into Spawn and to help to support builders in the ecosystem. And so two elements. So what we found is that there's a lot of noise, and especially security is super important. User funds. At this point we see that security is like the #1 signal that you can send to your investors, to your users, and overall just starting by having a security culture as you're building. And so it can be very expensive. The level of quality of people that you need to come to bring in to review your code to get it at an elite level, their time costs money. So we've taken this approach where we've identified that not only that, but actually where we see builders surprisingly spending the most money is not on the actual audit themselves, but when they go and do an audit and then they find a bunch of vulnerabilities, and now they have to fix them, and now you probably have to go and do a second audit, as well as having timeline delays, all of the effort that you need to go into refactoring your code. And so Sherlock AI, we produce this as a way basically for builders to bring their code cleaner to us when they get to the human audits. And so we've integrated it as a GitHub app that's just super simple. Triggers an AI run every time you do a PR. So as you're building, it will provide a summary for you. It's a full testing suite. And so we're just really excited to be able to allow this to have builders implement this software as they're building, make it simpler for them, and then allow you to two things: lower your costs of between when you finish your code build and getting to mainnet, and two, speeding up the time that you're able to do it.
Amazing. That's really interesting. Really quickly, we're going to have Marta come up to stage as well and join us from SubQuery. Thanks for joining us, Marta.
Woo.
Surprise, not surprise guest.
Thank you. Hello. I just wanted to say hi.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, that's really interesting. I see a lot of overlap with Spawn and your new AI product. Hopefully you and Seg have some good discussions around that. You could imagine almost if it's an add-on as you're going through the flow, would you like to pay a small fee to also have your AI sort of that's more aware of, it probably has a lot more context for the AI to understand the code better and do a more thorough audit, maybe just pay a little bit extra and we can make that a part of the process. So I'm sure that could integrate really cool. That would be really fun. And yeah, thanks for joining us on stage.
Thanks for having me.
Maybe do a quick introduction. Tell us a little bit about SubQuery. We are talking about audits. So if you want to sort of find a way on audits and SubQuery, how they overlap in any way, or we'd just love to learn more about you and SubQuery.
Sure. Thank you so much. Excited to be here. We started a little bit early. That's why I almost missed this panel. I'm Marta. I'm head of BD at SubQuery. SubQuery is a Web3 infrastructure company. We are doing a lot of tools dedicated to builders. Our core product is indexing. We support, of course, Sonic ecosystem. That's why we are also excited to be here, be on the stage, but also at the event and connect with builders in this ecosystem. So indexing is our core product, but we also have decentralized RPCs. And recently shifted focus to AI tools. So whatever we can do to match our existing products like indexing and RPCs with AI activation, both for AI agents and human developers using AI assistants. So I would definitely dive deeper into this part of your conversation because I also heard what you've been speaking about the AI, and I think this is exciting time for all of us, and we definitely, as you said, people may be afraid that they lose job or our ecosystem will change, our industry will change. Of course, we cannot predict how much it will change, actually.
What is the overlap of AI and, say, subgraphs?
SubQuery, what do we do?
No, what's the overlap? I'm struggling to see where AI interjects with more the infrastructure side, but I'd love to learn more on how it is.
Yeah.
Is it like more workflows, or is it something that you would like to offer to the users on some sort of streamlined pathway?
I think in general, AI can help us. Whatever we are doing, we can do it in a more optimized, smarter, faster way. And access to data and understanding that blockchain data can be done faster and in a smarter way. And it's both for developer and Web3 native people who are educated in blockchain data structure. They can understand what they get in a payload. But there are also people who are new to Web3, but they want to be a part of ecosystem and build on top of our tech stack. And for them, we can provide tools like addition plugins to AI assistants like Cursor that will help them build SubQuery project with a regular prompt. So what they need to understand is they need to develop the skill in being good in prompts, right? Being good in talking with AI agent and understanding what they want to do. But SubQuery project, which is not a no-code solution. So regularly, just to give a bit more context, developer needs to understand what they want to build, and they need to know how to build it with SubQuery. It requires some type of development. It's not much, but there is a bit of work. A good part of it is that you get the customized indexing project, which suits your DApp application needs perfectly. And it requires some understanding of SubQuery. And here we help builders to, with regular prompts, get the project ready in 3 seconds, 1-2 minutes, and it's indexing. And just for a bit of context for those who don't know what indexing is, it helps developers obtain data from blockchain, ask very specific question, and then it's pre-saved in a database that you can query, and it makes the developer experience easier, but also end user experience better because applications are more performant. Just for a quick context, sorry.
No,
I hope I didn't hijack the convo.
It's all good. It's good to get the plug in. So another person I'd love to introduce is Jonathan from RedotPay. Thanks, Jonathan, for coming. Apologies. we may have pushed this up a little bit, but I appreciate you guys joining us on stage and going with the new flow. One thing I have to say about RedotPay, I'm an avid user, and I just came from Korean Blockchain Week, and I unfortunately left all of my cards with my wife, and so I don't have any cards. All I have is a RedotPay on my phone, so I can't get any cash anywhere. I've been relying on RedotPay, and if it wasn't for you guys, I would be on the street tonight because I couldn't pay for a hotel room. So a big shout out to RedotPay. I love the card personally. I think you guys have a really easy experience with the application, and yeah, thanks for joining us on stage.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Sorry, everyone, I'm late. But I'm Jonathan, JC, from RedotPay. We are a crypto card. And at the same time, right now, we support like the remittance that users can use our app not only to off-ramp just through their cards. They can send to their hometown. And then I'm very happy that we have some happy users here, like Sam. Thanks.
Awesome. A quick question for you, just a personal. I was thinking about this the other day when I was using the card. I've been using it in Korea, and now I'm using it in Singapore. And I know you just have USDC available for deposits, at least on Sonic. Maybe some other networks may vary. But do you think there will be a time where you'll start to leverage other stablecoins than USDC for deposits on RedotPay? Like, is that worth it for you? Because I know if you look at, say, issuance of USDC compared to any other nation's currency, whether it's the AUD, I'm Australian, so for AUD or the Hong Kong dollar or the Singapore dollar, do you see there's value for you if, say, a issuer could offer those to you for you to integrate so that you have a less of a FX risk? Or is that something that you guys are happy to carry in your back-end process and just utilize USDC as the core deposit?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question because for stablecoin on our platform, USDT, USDC, other USD stablecoin is the same. $1 is $1. It's payment, card. It doesn't like an exchange. It will be affected by the liquidity. It will be affected by, the depth of the order book. And so the most important part from us is whether the user need it. The reason why we use Sonic because we see the chains bring us the benefits for quicker settlement time, and the users, when they deposit just 1 or 2 blocks, and then it's confirmed. It's in minutes. And for payment, speed is the most important thing because the longer time you wait, it brings uncertainty, and then it brings the cost to the users and to the platform ourselves. So I think this question is not answered by us. Whether we are going to have more, stable coins or to have what kind of stable coins. It's the users telling us that we need it.
That's fair. But would it reduce the FX cost for you if someone deposited, say, like a Singaporean dollar onto your platform and then you just use that? Or is it better to have the depth of, say, something like USDC and that would be more advantageous for you?
Yeah, I think for RedotPay, we are very lucky that since very early stage, because right now a lot of people pay attention to stablecoin. But when we started our business 2.5 years ago, not much people pay attention to stablecoin. And then at that point of time, we built our infrastructure with the stablecoin issuer, the major stablecoin issuer in the market. Basically, we have the mint and burn account, and then we build some network with the banks, the payment service providers. So for our costs, actually it minimizes a lot. And then we bring these benefits to the users where they can spend or, to send the money in a very low cost.
Very cool, very cool. So I'll go to a more broader question because we do have a variety of businesses up here. We have auditing, L1s, infra, and cards. So finding a way to link all of these, I'd say we're all in very competitive businesses. I know there's always new cards coming online for on-ramp crypto to fiat. We know the infrastructure business is becoming very competitive. And for layer 1s, obviously, we see layer 1, layer 2s launching every day. And for auditing companies, I think you guys are probably one of the more aggressive BD sides of crypto industry. Everyone knows there's always a good auditor salesperson at most events, which we love. What would you all say is how would you differentiate yourselves in such a competitive market that crypto is becoming? Is there any things that you are exploring at the moment to get an advantage over competitors and increase your market share? Do you think lowering fees is a better idea, or do you think offering cashbacks is a better idea? I'd love to get some insights on how you were thinking to increase your market share in such a competitive landscape for each of our respective industries.
Sure.
If we can start with you.
Sure, I can start. You know, it's interesting. When I first got into crypto, the thing that really stuck out to me was how everyone was so supportive in these random chat rooms of like how to do how to navigate this crazy world, and there was no customer support. I mean, this is one thing that, you know, I think we all know. You know, you send your funds to a different wallet address, you're not getting it back. You can't just call the bank and say reverse it. And when we get into the bull markets and we have this hysteria and everything, I find like we really lose touch with the, you know, I come from a background of dealing with customers on a B2B standpoint where like it's really, really high touch. And if you can build those relationships and deliver, you know, invaluable relationship where you are, you know, trusted, you are there, you deliver on your promises. I feel like these types of things, the relationship side of really delivering that, you know, that type of experience is really missing in our industry. And, you know, case in point, Coinbase is the largest, you know, U.S. exchange, was one of the largest forever, and people to this day can't even withdraw their funds. Like, it's absolutely insane. So, you know, coming from, I would say, on the B2B side, because that's what we do, really understand your customer. This is just normal. Like, understand what they're building, what their actual needs are, and, you know, actually care. I think this is probably the biggest thing that I would say there's opportunity for you to absolutely dominate your space in the market if you actually care about your customers and you actually follow through. And the other thing is, you know, if you're on the BD side, you know, this industry, take it or, you know, love it or hate it, it's 24/7. If someone sends you a message on Friday, don't wait till Monday to respond or someone else is going to eat your lunch.
So quick replies, intense relationship building, and building relationships that are built on trust, I guess. That would be the core ones for Sherlock.
Yeah, and deliver on your promises. You know, if something is something that you're not sure about, just tell them, hey, listen, we really want to work with you, but I just need to be able to take a look and see what we can actually deliver.
I like it. And over to you.
I totally relate to everything you said. I think whatever applies in every part of our life applies to Web3 as well when it comes to relationships and business and building long-term relationships. But I even say that in our industry it's even more important to have great customer service because we still lack of it. And also there is a trust issue even within our ecosystem. So not only there is a lack of trust for people who are outside of Web3 and want to join, but even within our industry. So attending events, building in-person relations, answering customers, listening to the demand, and also delivering on your promises is super, super important. I do agree. From our perspective, also as an infrastructure provider who's building tools for builders, we have to nurture the builders community. And this means that we have to put a lot of efforts into documentation, just making sure that developers know how to use our tool, for the upgrades, for resolving any issues on our GitHub, for being transparent about what's coming next. So this is very important. We put a lot of efforts into it, and we also are responsive. As you said, no matter what time is it, it's a tough job, I have to say, but it's a trade-off, right? But yeah, we are there for the builders. And I think Sonic is also doing great job in builders activation in their ecosystem and actually making sure that infrastructure providers are in touch with the teams behind tools to build those connections, to answer the technical question fast, to maybe develop a new feature that is needed. And I also want to touch on two things. The competition is tough in infrastructure, for sure, but it's good. I think it's absolutely positive thing that we have way more providers to choose from as builders. The competition is fierce, but it's good because standards are higher, and we have to deliver. We have to keep growing, and just make sure that whatever we are providing, it's unique and relevant to the demand on the market, and it's great when the competition is great. And the last thing I would say that makes us different as SubQuery is the decentralization, which is our core. So we have a decentralized marketplace for indexers. Our indexer can be self-hosted, but we also have partners who are doing managed hosting for teams. But we also have decentralized network, and we also have decentralized RPCs. And this is something that we truly believe is a core part of our ethos, and also in Web3 in general. And I think we still have quite a gap to fill when it comes to truly decentralized infra, which is available to builders. So we're kind of proud of that part. Yeah.
Juggling decentralization and a profitable business is a very interesting topic, and maybe we can loop back into that because I'd love to dive more. But Jonathan, just on the prior question.
Yeah, I think I like the opening you mentioned about the cashback and the marketing part, how to gain the users. But in fact, for RedotPay, we did very little about it. Even we do not do any cashback for that because we think. Actually, just like Marta and Zack mentioned, understand the customer needs, the pinpoint the markets is where we start our solution. And still now, it's the same philosophy we upheld since our inception. And then for us, what we focus is some boring job, I would say, to getting the license, to getting the traditional partners. Because when it comes to payment, the margin itself is very thin. You cannot make it sustainable to offer a high cashback. We don't even make that money, how you're able to cashback, right? So we think about more long term. The users, what they expect from us is not we giving them cashback because every company can provide this value to them as long as you got the money. And what we provide is actual products we build for them. And the license we hold for us to build the infrastructure. But this is not something you are able to solve. For example, you are not able to sign the MOU with the government and then post it on your social media. It's actually the passion and the commitment you got to sustain you to doing this kind of boring job because it's no guarantee if you get this license, you are able to operate this business because the regulation is evolving. But it proved that for our current results, where we onboard more than 5.5 million users, where we have more than 1 million users deposit crypto and spending with us, is proof that they need this product.
Yeah, I could say from personal experience, it's been great.
Thank you.
Look, we are on the closing end of this. I think I would just like to talk a little bit more about what you said, which is maybe we can make this a little bit more spicy. And I'll ask, what is more important to you? And I'll ask each of you, is it decentralization or is it creating a profitable revenue stream for your business?
Can I choose
you can't
both?
Say both.
Every business needs a revenue stream or some type of financial foundation to operate. We have developers in-house. We have huge operations that has to keep going, and for that we need a revenue stream. So this is the logical answer. But I would still try to find a workaround to choose both, because I truly believe that we can provide the decentralized services that make enough of profit to make the whole organization sustainable and really bring the benefit of decentralized infra to builders. And I think this is what we are working on. It's not the easy journey, that's for sure. A lot of teams we observe this tendency actually choose to go for managed hosting instead of decentralized services. But yeah, I think it's still a thing that we need to work on to make sure that the standards we provide as decentralized provider are as high as can be, and at the same time, we provide a decentralized infra. So yeah, I still think we can do both, but it's a journey for sure. Yeah.
Jonathan, I guess for a cloud provider, decentralization isn't at the core of what you're aiming for, but is there any crossovers? Do you wish that there was a part you could decentralize, or is it just a pure revenue play as a business?
We are going to tap into the decentralized that we already built the Telegram mini app, and then we will make this mini app into a D app something, and then hopefully we can bring this to different blockchains.
That is cool. So decentralization more in an access point. It's easier to get access to it. I like that as well.
Yeah. If you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said decentralization. I'm going to add an element to it. And I'm going to say, because it's a BD talk to your users, deliver value for your users, and that's their profitability is literally just a byproduct of the value you bring to the people that you're interacting with, or using your product. So talk to your users. I don't think it's a blanket decentralization or profitability. It depends on your business. Literally every feature, every change that we make in our business is driven by feedback from our customers. New features we're adding in our software, in our dashboard, in our workflow. So yeah, but I would say, if I had to say, probably profitability, because if you want to deliver value to your users long term, you need to have a business that can pay for it. Otherwise, you're going to go away.
The lights need to stay on. And with that, I really appreciate you all coming on board. I appreciate the audience rolling with a sort of surprise guest rollout. And thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.